Welcome to the Edson Breedy Experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Edson Breedy, and welcome to the first episode of the Edson Breedy Experience. You can look forward to me chatting with my friends and family about a variety of topics ranging from medicine to martial arts, lifestyle to longevity, conspiracy theories to coaching. Today, I'll be chatting with my friends Kemada, Leslie, and Jaime about our Carnival 2024 experience. But before I get into that, I'll just like to thank our sponsor, Synapse Medical Services Limited. This is a private practice that specializes in the care of patients who are suffering from neurological conditions. And the medical director is none other than my best friend, Dr. Nicholas Maraj, one of the smartest people that I know. And it's the first place that I'd recommend close family and friends to go to if they're suffering from acute stroke, seizures, migraines, multiple sclerosis, any sort of neurological condition. Thank you so much, Nick, for believing in my dream to share authentic conversations. And I'm really proud of you for offering such excellent services to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, disclaimer, if you're going to be joining me on this journey, relax, have fun. We're going to be cracking jokes, so don't take this too seriously. I'm just going to be talking to my friends, having fun for the most part, so relax, enjoy, and hopefully you'll find our conversations entertaining. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, so now we're going to get started going into Carnival, all right? So we have a nice array of people. Right, we have a nice array of people in this group. We have a nice array of people in the group. So the difference in personalities, I think, is very important. In that, so we have two people here who I know. We have two people here who I know are like high energy. I think Leslie's trying to tell you something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we have two people who are super high energy. That'd be Kemada and Leslie. Yes, Kemada is the type of person who you want in your fed because she is not going to remember where her dress is supposed to be. So when she's in the
I know where my dress is.
Yeah, sure.
Not sure where it's supposed to be. You're right.
Yeah,
but I know where it is. I know where it is.
That ability to be in the moment is what makes you and Leslie able to enjoy fete a lot. So I wanted to talk to you guys about how was your Carnival experience like in general. So good.
Okay, we can start with me because I am biased to myself. I have fun everywhere, as you are hinting.
Yeah.
I do carry my own vibe. So for me, Carnival was what I made it. I enjoyed myself. I had a few fetes. I got invited to the first 3 fetes that I went to, I didn't pay for. Right? People just like, they're taking Kemada to the fetes. Right. So I got to those 3 fetes. We had a good time, as per usual. One was a wet fete, which was Jam Nation. It was the first time I went to Jam Nation, and I was a little disappointed for the first hour because I thought the party had started. And I was like, what is this? But I thought the party had started. There was music, there were people dancing, everybody's having a good time. But then, halfway through that first portion, I was already a little tipsy and, having a good time. And then they say, well, we're going to officially start this. And they play the national anthem.
What time did you get there?
We got there, I could say, 4:15. And the fete started at 5.
Oh. Why'd you get there at 4:15?
Because it said it was starting at 3.
Oh. Okay. All right.
So I thought
very Trinidadian. The whole concept of what just happened there
was very Trini.
And what you're saying about not paying for fetes makes complete sense. So I feel like you, Nicholas, Leslie, people should just give you all tickets to go to fetes.
I've been saying
because when you all go, I think it elevates the energy.
You want me in the party?
Me. They should charge me. They should be like, Edson, if you're here, you should pay for this. You should pay for this. I'm just going to bring the people who already have like those other vibes. Like Nicholas, I find Nicholas real like has changed in the past like 6 years.
He's Mr. Pumper.
He could rail pump. He could rail pump. Like
From the time I saw him to the time I didn't see him, he was
just pumping. I don't know how. He was doing knee to chest jumps on the road throughout Monday and Tuesday.
How did he have the energy?
Anyhow, yeah, it's
After
very
fetting,
interesting.
like-
Very interesting. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Jimmy, how your FETSA and your carnival experience was this year?
So this year was actually very quiet. I didn't want to go anywhere, but I only went to one, which was Brainwash, and that was a lot of fun.
Right.
The other fete I would have liked to go to was Soca Street.
Okay.
But after Brainwash, it was too close. If I had to choose one, like I would have liked to go to Brainwash and Soca Street. But Soca Street would have been my number one to go to. And then I didn't go out on the road because I was tired.
I know you had some things that you're saving up for, right? And is that the primary reason you didn't want to go to FETs?
I had a lot of work and stuff, so I just didn't feel like it this year. This year, it wasn't, I don't know, everybody seemed very busy. And it was just too compact, so like you couldn't get a feel, the vibe of the fete and wherever the fetes. I didn't get it this year because it was too compact and all the big fetes were too close together.
It was pretty short.
Understand.
I didn't get a lead up.
I guess the reason I asked you about that was I had this overwhelming feeling this year especially that this whole thing is very expensive, especially
Yes.
for no vibes people like myself,
Oh,
like
no.
who have to pay for the tickets.
But,
I'm like,
yeah.
how are people? I remember I only went to a few fetes, like four fetes, and I was like, this feels exorbitant. This is my first time playing mass as well, and a guy costume is still way cheaper than a female costume. I was like, how are people
Doing this?
affording to pay for all this?
Some
And I
people
have
take
like a
loans.
decent job. Like, how are they?
Some people take loans.
No, don't do that.
Many people take loans for carnival.
Yeah.
And the bank offers you carnival loans. They do for you to buy a costume and to go your million
Oh no,
fetes.
my is just not to do it.
Yeah.
To not do it. Not that it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
But,
but
no-
people do it.
Yeah.
I would never. I am probably the highest low budget carnival masquerader ever in life.
the what?
I'm the highest low budget.
You're the highest all the time.
Right. Okay. Meaning I have like the best time spending very little money.
Okay, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, one thing. So, this was my first time playing mass. Played with Bliss. Thought it was a really good experience. And for my $5,000, even though it felt
I'm just going to move this.
super expensive, yeah.
That shit away.
It'll just go right here. Sorry. Go ahead.
Even though it felt super expensive,
So cozy.
you just
Like I
experiment there, bro.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I was just in the line side here.
It made sense. I felt like
Okay,
I needed
so
I
like
wanted
a
to
little
snuggle
outcome, you
more
know,
into the
okay, I
couch.
see.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Innovating.
Thanks.
Jimmy is the innovator, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's made.
Jimmy is the person who in your apocalypse group, when you want to get the machine gun and the cutlass and the rope, Jimmy wants to get like a screwdriver, a Allen key, and what was the next thing that you wanted to get?
Pliers.
And a hammer.
A hammer.
A hammer. Yeah. I think those three things.
Jimmy's
you
the
could-
innovator. Protect Jimmy at all costs. Protect Jimmy at all costs.
I think the screwdriver will definitely come in handy.
Allen key.
And the Allen. I mean, no, you
Allen
need the Allen key because
Yes.
if you ever need to open something
Hammer.
with an Allen key and you don't have the Allen key,
That's definitely-
it is a real mess with your day, boy.
That's all I'm saying. You don't realize how,
guess, yeah.
how important the Allen key
You need
is.
to have the Allen key guy. But yeah, so when I was playing with Bliss, I kept thinking, I always like kind of drift off when I'm in events or even playing mass. I kept thinking about how huge an ordeal it must be to plan like a mass band. It seemed there's so many steps that you have to go through. It's crazy. So I mean, just imagine that you wanna, I guess, have to get all the funding. You have to get the funding. Then you have to get designers, get designs made, put those designs up on our website, make it exclusive enough, plus make it easy enough for people to go and order. Do all the promotion, then that's the easy part. That's the easy part of it. Then after that, you have to have all this personnel to do like the pickup for the costumes, which is like this huge, like pretty much just a huge event.
It's like,
right?
yeah, because you're manufacturing the costumes and you have to distribute the costumes.
Just the
right?
distribution.
Yeah.
And then on the road.
You have to give this experience.
Yeah.
You have to sell this whole experience.
And then on the road, you're managing thousands of people following trucks with for
Set
hours.
routes.
So while that party is happening on the road, you're also managing one, maybe two all-inclusive styled events, like when they go to the rest stop as well. So somebody have to be thinking about what's going on the road and what's going on
At the stop.
And
coordinate.
And I imagine things are breaking down all the time. And somebody's answering that phone. Somebody had to be there answering the phone and making things up.
On top of that, everybody in the band is drunk. So there are all kinds of additional problems that are happening due to drunkenness. Like, people leaning on things they're not supposed to lean on. They just doing the wrong things.
I met a security guard who said he was assigned that tire. I was like, oh, that's neat. I didn't know that's how it worked. He said, like, yeah, this is my tire. And for this whole match, this one tire here is mine.
I have to be in line of sight.
And he was really upset because he said, yeah, boy, they had this person and they went by my tire and they was drunk. And I was like, oh, wow. But I actually felt relieved to know that there was like a security guard to tire.
Very strategic delegation of tasks.
All right.
So he makes sure nobody goes under the truck by his tire.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
basically you have to keep it clear.
Because then he said it would be his responsibility.
If anything happens, yeah.
Okay. You think he's getting like $250 a day?
If so much, $250 a day.
$250 a day. I think he would get that, man, for the security.
$250 a day.
You see how many security officers they're paying?
Yeah, they are.
So how much you think you get?
I sure they get $250 a day.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to go into some situations now, right? So these are some things that were crossing my mind during party. So I can, one of the warm-ups for the podcast, I was talking to Kemada and Adrian about how, like, my mind is constantly, like, full of thoughts during fets.
Until
like,
you start to drink.
thoughts.
No, not until I start to drink. It takes, like, 3 hours. It takes 3 hours of the fet for me to, like, think about all kind of shit.
Always get there.
And then I hit the point, right?
Before you start, because I know this is not on your list. Same way. But Wi-Fi in the FET, so I could actually talk to people, because your cell phone don't work. So if you had Wi-Fi, you could actually message
I do not
people.
agree with that statement at all.
No?
No.
I'm the reverse too.
You don't.
Why
want
should people be on their phone in the
So I
FET?
could find
Because-
people.
No. Open your eyes. Walk around the FET.
FET
Wine
big.
on a million people on your way to finding your friend.
But if you never find them.
Then you wine on a million people.
Oh. I guess so. I didn't think about it like that.
No, he has thought about it like that because we think the same way. So we think very similarly in the FET, and it's very different to how you and Leslie
Right.
think about it.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, I have thought about the phone one and I've used it, but I think being on your phone is lame in general in the party. And then by being on the phone, the calculation that I've concluded, is that if I'm on my phone, it's going to make the surrounding people realize that I'm insecure about my presence in the party and I'm relying on the device. I think people know now. I think people could make it out.
Especially if you've been there for a while, just staying on the phone and you're rocking from side to side.
I think people
and
could
you're
be
not
like,
in the music,
that's
you're
not
not
really-
interacting with
Exactly.
anybody.
So now I try to ban myself from it.
Okay.
I just do it. I'm like,
So you
Cool.
use your phone in a party? Like you would watch your Instagram feed, something like that?
I try not to. I try not
But
to.
you
I have.
could.
I have.
Right.
Okay.
I could easily do it. Especially for the first like 2-3 hours before I start really enjoying myself.
From the time I'm in the car on the way to the party, that's like the last of my phone that I'm really going to see until the end of the party when I'm trying to like get my way out.
Okay.
And I want to see what time it is and the phone falls. And yeah. I don't see
see
the
that
phone
difference.
really during the party. If I'm trying to meet somebody, it has to be early in the party. After I meet my people, there's no need for the phone.
Okay.
And honestly, I try to like send a message and say, hey, I'm there. I'm staying in this area. And that's it. I don't want to see the phone again. I told you where I am.
I'm also
Come find me.
the central connector of like a different groups.
Group of people.
No, of different groups. So then I do need to check my phone to like try to the earlies, the mid, and the
Early,
lates.
very early. I will tell people where I am. If I'm meeting several groups, I tell everybody where I am, and I stay there for a while.
Yeah, so that would be great. I like to go to a party and I like to go to a party and be able to stick in one place. Like, okay,
Me too.
go to optimal place. I like this place. We stay in here.
The music
But-
sounds good here. You know, I could
But
see
what I
the stage.
realize is when you go to a party, especially with females, especially a certain type of female, before I get chop up here, but when you go to a party with females, a lot of times they like have very specific things that they once I get these, you'll find the group and then you'll be like, no, I think we should
Should go somewhere else.
we should go over there because it have this thing over there, and be like, crap. And I'm not going to battle them I've tried to battle before, and then it become a thing, and then they just either be sour or something like that.
Yeah, the vibe
so
would
then I
change,
just be
'cause,
like,
yeah.
all right, let me just
Let's
go there
just
quick.
go there quick.
Let me just go there quick, boom, and then if you're connecting groups, and then the first group reach and was like, hey, about the place to tell me who was before. So then I'm trying to like combine it. So that sometimes happens.
I usually like to pick the spot.
It's because you're smart.
Yeah, I pick the spot and then I make the vibe right there, and then everybody has to come to me,
Yeah.
basically. And the thing is, like, I don't think that, okay, I'm going to pick this spot and everybody's going to come to me. I picked this spot because I like it here. And if you want to come chill with me, this is where I am. And people tend to just go there.
Right.
And then the vibe is nice and we have a good time.
I'm gonna put my foot down and the cooler. Just leave the cooler there.
Yeah, you cock up your foot on the cooler. And be like, this is the spot. I buy the cooler.
Adding that to my notes.
I think they need somebody to
Adding that to my notes.
assertively say early on, this is where we're coming back to. Which I guess is your home base all the time.
Most of the time.
And
Most of the time.
that's
I'll take a walk, but I'll come back.
Yeah.
That's ideal when it was easier to do that back in the days, boy. But now people show up at different times with different groups of people. It's like we'll go a lime and then me and Nicholas go reach first.
Right.
And then you and your girl go reach like 2 hours later. And she knows somebody over there. And then you have to decide, I'm going by them or staying with my girl. And before it would be different. We would all just go together.
Yeah, in one car.
In one car, and then we'd move. But now they have so many satellite groups and satellite politics of who don't like who and who kind of like who, and yeah, so it'd be all weird.
Opposite for me.
Because you don't care, you do business.
It's not just that. It's not that I don't care. It's that I'm here to have a good time.
Yeah.
If I see her, I see her. If I don't see her, I don't see her. It's not that I really don't care. It's just that, I'll be happy to see you, but I'm happy anyway.
Then that means you don't care.
I care. So every once in a while, I'll take a walk. I'll take a walk around to see who I see,
Right.
to make sure that, at least I'll throw an eye out there to catch my people on them. And then I'll tell them, over there.
So if you went to a fete with a group of people,
Okay.
right, and you was in the same car with them,
Okay,
do you
yeah.
feel obligated to be with them in the party?
I will most likely stay with them for the entire party. But I will choose the spot. And they can leave and come back, but they know where to find me.
So then you aren't feeling obligated. So if you
I
choose
will-
the spot,
I would like with
if you
those
choose
people.
the spot and then the driver's like, nah, I go now so.
Now we will go. We're going together. We're going together. There must be a base. I believe that there
You'll
must
give up
be a
your
base.
choice. You'll give up your choice.
Yeah,
of
for
spot.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
But I believe that there must be a base.
Right.
For sure. There have to be a spot where if the crew come together, this is where we meet in. And if people have different groups that they want to go to, I'll be here. I'm the kind of person you could leave with the cooler.
Right.
Because I'll be where the cooler is. Until somebody come back and I'll be like, stay right here, coming back. And then I'll make my wrongs and come back. But really and truly, you could trust me, I'll be by the cooler most of the time. If not, I would say 80 to 90% of the party, I would be in base.
I feel it.
Yeah.
All right. So in the 3 hours before, as my brain starts slowly deactivating because of the alcohol. These are some. some scenarios that went through my head. Some questions got answered. Some questions still unanswered. But I'm just gonna run them by you guys and see what you all would think. So Leslie, feel free to answer too, right? So you're in the party and you dance with another girl and she's out of timing. She is not dancing in timing. What do you do? I'm giving you all multiple choice. A, you forget the timing of the music and you just dance without timing, so you're all in sync. B, you dance to the timing of the music and just clash with that girl and be like, nah, you just stand your ground and you're like, nah, that's not how the music going, girl. Right?
So funny.
And just clash with her. C, you just stand up, you just post up and let her dance on you, right? That way you're not looking like you dancing out of time and two with this person. She dancing, she getting her dancing, right? Or last answer, you use your hands to like try to create some visuals for her to help bring her back. So like when you dance with her, like say the music, snap your fingers and go. So A, B, C, or D? Which one?
D is very advanced. That's advanced techniques.
I'll tell you my answer.
D.
I'll tell you my answer. So I went. I
100% D. For an Edson answer.
Oh gosh.
I'll try to coax it somewhat into time, but you get probably about a good 10
You'll
seconds
try to coax with your hands.
You would use
No, just dance, and if she fall into time, great. If not, well, it's
So y'all are doing the clashing thing.
We'll clash.
You're
and then
gonna hold the right timing.
I'll most likely get out of time during this.
Dancing
whole
with her
thing.
out of time in this.
Yeah. It'll all go poorly, and if we sync up somewhere in between, and
you'll
we
be
make
like,
it back
it
to the
with it.
music, great. We'll finish the dance.
It with
won't
it.
last very long. It'll clash, and then
So
it'll
it
end.
sounds like your answer is B.
It'll clash.
The clashing.
Leslie, you have an answer?
I feel like it's a mix between B and E.
You might need the mic closer.
Oh, I feel like it's a mix between B and the last D. So sometimes you clash, and if you realize like, okay, this is gonna be a quick wine, and you go away, or if it's like you have some friends who and they're a little out of time, and you could just gently put your hand and you gently sway, and like after a while you catch back in the beat or anything. You use your hands like hold a hips or something, and you just sway, and eventually you'll get the same timing.
You think?
It's work.
Can I answer? I
Never
feel like
happened.
I've danced on guilt. I feel like I could answer this question.
Okay.
I definitely gonna stop whining. I'll just stand up and wait for her to finish do her thing, and be like, yeah.
Good job.
because if I try and the clashing thing, it ain't gonna look good. And part of women dancing, it should look good. You know what I mean? Especially if two women dancing together, people are going to be looking. It should look good. So if she's not in the time, and I'll just wait. I just smile and nod, and yeah.
But question: what if it's not looking good, but you're having real fun? Out of time and having the most
Then I'll
fun?
kind of do what you suggested there, the kind of hold and rock.
Yeah.
There's a kind of rock that you could do that makes it look not so bad and so out of time. And yeah.
Having real fun.
Having real fun, but you can't dance.
If I'm having real fun, I'll continue.
Well, I need to dig deeper here.
No, I have a friend who's really out of timing. I don't want to say it in that way, but she has no timing at all.
She knows?
I'm not sure she knows, and I haven't told her. Right? But she would hug me up anytime I see her in a party, and she'll start chipping, and the chip and all. The chip and all is not to the same song. I don't know what she listened to. So we'd be bouncing hips.
Right.
And I just kind of rock on one leg a little bit longer and see if I could kind of pick up with her timing, and we'll chip together kind of, and then I'll let her go. 'Cause I'd be like, yeah, that's not working.
So I tried D. Trying to do the visuals. but I realized that this is gonna you're gonna be like, oh yeah. If they're dancing, they're out of timing like that, where you have to try to give them visuals, their eyes are closed. Their eyes are closed. Their eyes are closed at that point in time because they're so into it. They're so into it. And what's wild is that you get the most enthusiastic ones from
People who
girls,
can't dance.
Specifically from women who, a lot of times, women who are dancing out of timing are very enthusiastic. Let me phrase it that way.
I get what you're
right?
saying.
I'm like, so as and the eyes closed, you can't. That's why I feel like they're trying to put them back. They feeling themselves. They real feeling themselves
They are.
when they come to do that. So I feel like it's be hard to break their thing.
They are.
Along the same thing about timing with you. Were you all taught timing of music?
No.
I talked to you about this earlier.
No, not
When my dad
necessarily
teaching
timing.
me how to.
Oh, no.
Give you a pillow.
No, so listen.
How
so,
did he teach you timing?
So, I was at a wedding when I was like 8 years old, and this girl came to dance with me. She was really good looking. She came and asked me to dance. I was like, no, nope. And my dad saw it and he was like,
You can't have this.
what's going on here? And like the next weekend, he was dropping me to play tennis or something in UE, and on the drive to tennis, music, like we were listening to the radio, and he was like, Edson, how come you didn't dance with the girl, right? And I was like, I don't understand music and the beats and like what does it mean? I don't understand like what am I supposed to do? And he was like, okay, cool, we could fix this, right? He turned up the radio, right? And he just had me like tap to the beat, and like for a while my tap was not in sync with the beat. And so he just kept like, no, stop. And then he'd be like, listen. And then he would tap his finger. And then I'd tap my finger.
Wow.
And then eventually I would like real concentration. I was like, I'm going to mimic this. And then I was able to
Synchronize your
sync it.
movement
Yeah.
with this song.
And I don't even know if I was able to do it good or if you get tired. Because, a daddy might just get tired and be like, look, boy, let me
Good
just
job,
drop you off. Whatever. But I realized he was trying to show me something, and there's something to like
Pay attention.
pay attention to. So then I think I started listening to music more and like watching people who I knew were dancing well and being like, what if we're doing, boy? All right. And then I would like go close to them and like kind of like mimic them
Wow.
from afar
To know what to do. Like,
to know what to do. Yeah.
in the timing to
So
do it.
that's actually how I taught myself to dance.
Wow.
I was mimicking people in other part, like in discos and thing.
Wow.
I would see people. I'm like, okay, they look like they're having fun over there.
Let me analyze these movements.
I'm literally just going to like Sharingan your whole body movements.
Wow.
And just like mimic exactly what you're doing. I'm like, okay, 1,
Oh
2,
my
3,
goodness.
4, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
So you were just dancing with everybody and didn't even know.
Yeah. And that's how I told myself, I guess, rhythm and music.
Wow,
whatever.
that is
It
fascinating.
was not natural
At all. You
and
put
that's why
real work into that.
It still isn't even. It still
I
isn't
don't
even
believe
natural.
that. I've
No.
seen you dance.
That's after.
A lot of training.
And training and drinking too. I have to drink in an event for me to be able to do that. And
Okay.
and next thing I realized that happens is like I hadn't been to a lot of fetes before Blue
Range?
Range. Like it was almost a year since I'd been to a fete before Blue Range. Blue Range was my first fete for the year, yeah. And what I know happens is that
No.
what did before?
Think and that's it.
Right, before Sting and Dutty, right. So Sting and Dutty was my first fete for a long time, my first like party for a while.
Right.
And so what I know I have to do is if I haven't partied for a while, I know I automatically dance right. I automatically dance counterclockwise, right? And it's difficult for me to dance clockwise.
Again, I don't believe that.
No, it's difficult. No, because of the level of mental preparation.
Right, it takes to
so
do it.
like before I go to the fete, like the week
You have
coming
to
up,
practice.
I have to start remind.
my
I actually physically like, okay, I know I could do counterclockwise, and I'll have to like practice going clockwise just to be.
No, but
I
that's
don't-
very thoughtful because honestly,
Yeah.
not many people do that. They just go with the way they just whine, and they come in and dance on you, and them don't care the direction you whining in, and they just gonna throw away on you anyhow, and you're like,
No, as real though, like I hate class shit. I hate
Yes,
when I go to
I
dance
hate
with
it as
somebody
well.
and like you you're brave enough to be like, okay, I seen this girl, she real attractive. I'm gonna take this step. I step forward. Okay, cool.
you line up yourself.
I line up. She look back. She say okay,
Right.
and then
It's
click,
going
click,
the wrong
da,
way.
da, da. click that, and then you counting down. It's like you're counting down because you know they only have about 4 of these clashes before this girl
Realize
step away.
it's
No,
not gonna work.
so this clock
He says
is.
up 4 classes.
They have about 4 clashes
Before
before she walks up.
Yeah, she's like, I can't do this anymore.
So you know there's like a period of time you have like 4 clashes could happen in
Small
like
window.
2 seconds, 3 seconds stuff.
It's a small
so
window.
you have to be prepared to do clockwise or anti-clockwise, or it could be the end.
Yeah.
Could be the end of your work.
So luckily for me, I have learned to whine both ways. I am clockwise naturally, and I from a long time ago, just because I like to whine and I like to be in parties, and I had friends that would come dance with me, and they would dance the opposite way. And it's not that they can't dance; they have timing and everything is just going the opposite way to me. So I used to follow them, right, and then force myself to whine the opposite way until it became more or less natural. It still takes a little effort, but it's way easier now than it was then. Because I'm committed to the wine. You just have to have a good time.
Well, yeah,
Have a good time.
most important.
Yeah.
All right, next situation.
Well, you know, so very similar to Edson, the exact same thing with you. But I cannot whine if I don't drink. Because I cannot follow the music. If I drink, I can. But I don't know if you remember, there was a time when we were going home from school and some song was playing and y'all were talking about the beat in the music. And for the life of me, I could not
Hear what
find
they were-
the beat that they were talking about. And Edson got upset. And it's like, so whoever was in the car, he thought I was messing around. It's like, I
Right.
did not know what he was talking about.
Right.
And he got upset and said something. And he's like, nah, leave him there. He just playing the fool. And I was like, no, I'm not. I really don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
That's when I went home
practice.
and I started to listen to it. And I was like, where is the beat that you're talking about? I have no clue what he's talking about.
Wow.
And then from there, it traversed.
We need to be prepared to have these conversations with our kids.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
but
were
I
kids
do need
around?
to drink a lot. It takes a while. Like 4 drinks in, and then I can dance.
I'm so happy that my daughter dances without
Prompting.
Like she just hear music and start dancing.
Dancing.
She probably
That's
needs some
great.
help finding the beat, but she is enjoying it. She just enjoys listening to music and moving about
Yes.
the music. Very.
I
very
was
happy for that.
always a dancer from a
She'll save some calories.
very young
Yeah.
age.
All right, next situation. So 2 girls are dancing with you, one in front, one in the back. They both dancing on different beats.
Oh no.
Pick the one that you like the most.
Do you?
And then forget about the other one.
Do you?
Is that what is multiple choices? Multiple choice.
Sorry.
So my question.
mean the answer.
This was not multiple choice.
Oh,
It was just,
okay.
just
My
what
bad.
you do. What do you
Okay,
do?
okay. He
So
picking the sweet one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He choosing what?
One was neglected.
What about you, Leslie?
You didn't see the choices.
No choice.
Nah, I have no
Just open.
choices.
Or just open. I don't know, I feel that one is kind of like you just kind of enjoying the moment. You just kind of like are doing a little shadow. A
You
little,
are so good.
Accommodating.
You're too good.
He's
at
very
this.
accommodating.
This whole enjoying the moment. Everything.
Edson struggles with that enjoying the moment thing.
Because I feel like if 2 girls come to you, it's kind of like, hey, you're the center of the attention. So you really just like, hey, what's up? You're just there for the vibes and they do what they do.
Well, the
Oh
second
no!
one-
Not gonna
Alright.
last
Maybe
forever.
maybe I
It'll be a
misphrased
little
my
while.
question. Who are you syncing? Who are you syncing your dance
Right,
with?
so that's
If
what I'm
any.
saying. I don't sing to anybody.
Yeah.
I just kind of
If any,
bounce on
yeah.
the spot.
So over clashing.
Well, no,
do
he
what they
just
do
in his own, wherever,
Yeah.
Stop, but then they'll stop,
wherever
right?
the
No,
waves
they don't.
go.
Most
He
likely
riding
when that happened, everybody just enjoying
He
themselves.
riding the wave.
Nobody is randomly coming the beginning of a fete and just kind of jam one person.
Back, you just go back and forth. Back and
It's like when the fete real pumping and the fella just like,
Yeah, I get you. You there. You there.
and they could do whatever they doing and the fella just they're like,
All right.
My answer
it's a
is wine on the person in front of me. Wine on the person in front. I don't like to propagate the wine from the back.
All
In
right.
the first place.
Okay.
I'm not sure if my feelings have to be mirrored by men across the country. They have to be that. I imagine most other guys don't like when people come to dance in them from the back, right? That can't just be a me thing.
if it's males, I'm opposed to.
No, like-
females, I don't mind.
That's what I say. I think some people really don't
I
mind.
don't really care. Once it have breasts, I'm okay.
No,
They're touching me.
Doesn't happen often. I'll take
for,
it.
yeah, for even for females, attractive females, I'm like, I'll dance. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be like a limo.
You're
or
not trying to
whatever,
do
right?
this.
But I'm like, damn. And then at some point in time, they might like put their hand on, like, am I bending over now? Is this what's going on? I know by this
girls
time,
like that.
by the time a girl has done that, that means hours are in now. So that means now I'm starting to get out of analytical Edson mode and now I'm in party Edson mode. And like, am I now really throwing it back like with all as
Throwing it back.
I don't like that. I think I just
Gotcha.
I think I'm
Gotcha,
just prefer-
gotcha.
like if a girl come up and Cohen Benderella hit and she just like slap her hand on your back.
I've been there before, you know, and I've danced, but I've danced. I'm like, but at that moment, I'd be like, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm done.
1. It's appropriate for me
Yes.
to stand up now.
Yes,
and now,
done.
yeah. Okay. All right. So everybody like a free costume, right? Would you like a free costume for Carnival 2026?
Yeah.
I had one before. I don't mind.
Okay. Like a free costume.
Love.
Everybody, I think,
Never had one.
I think everybody in Trinidad wish if they could get a free Carnival
Question have to
costume.
be going
I
somewhere.
think it also has a lot to do with the costume.
Like if it's like a like one of the top band kind of. That's what I mean.
I mean, yeah, a free costume is
Top band, a top
no,
band.
I just mean the costume itself, and how it would look on me, and if it's resellable, if I don't want to play with it.
Okay.
All those
so-
things matter.
All right. So if I told you I had to do 2 days work, I needed to do 2 days work to get a free costume, a 2 days work in Carnival 2025 to get a free costume in Carnival
What's the work?
2026. That would sound reasonable. 2 days work.
What's the work?
But if I just started 2 days work,
I want to know what the work is.
the work that's not enough. That don't sound like a good enough deal though. Like on average, in
Just
general,
the 2 days of
2 days work.
what?
Because it has to be the value of a carnival costume.
That's why I say in 2 days of
What
What?
was this
Like-
And I'm a woman. I have to think about
menial,
these things.
menial labor, like menial labor. Like so, if I was just like some menial labor, 2 days of menial labor for a costume.
What is the label?
Yeah,
Yeah, we need
Wait,
to
so
know
that's what.
what am
So
I doing.
again, tell what the labor is,
I guess we're
and you
not
don't have
desperate
to agree
enough.
right now. But like that sounds like menial labor.
I don't think I'm desperate enough. I want to know what I need to
sounds
do.
reasonable.
So it sounds
Reasonable.
It sounds reasonable, right? Like,
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, yeah.
So like, let's say, so when you think about menial labor, we think about things like
Cleaning or whatever.
cleaning, like power
Random,
washing,
yeah.
scrubbing things, cleaning, maybe painting,
Yeah, some
or something
yard
like menial labor.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
So 2 days. Let's specify
guess.
what 2 days is because it's not 48 hours. Let's put it at, let's say,
2 8-hour days.
8-hour days. 2 8-hour days for costume.
Yeah.
Like
Sounds reasonable.
Sounds reasonable.
That sounds more than reasonable.
All right, cool.
That's
cool,
a giveaway.
All right. So now, if the menial labor was pulling the carts, if a big band approached you and was like, listen, Carnival 2025, come.
Not on them.
We just want you to come, pull and push these carts, whole day, Monday, Tuesday. Next Carnival, costume. Boom.
No.
That don't sound bad.
No.
If I was strong.
No.
I'm not. But if I had the muscle, I would do it.
If you had the muscle,
I would do it.
what kind of muscle?
Pushing them
If I could have pulled a cart for
I
this,
could.
if I could have done
Them
it
carts?
physically, I would do it.
is not the
think I
same
could.
as
You think
medial.
I could do it?
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Pushing them carts is not the same as menial work.
Physically
That is-
or mentally?
High.
Physically alone. Physically
Intense.
alone.
So if I was physical, if I had the stamina to do it for 2 days, to make it,
8
I would do it.
hours.
I
today.
can't think of anybody who has that stamina. I don't know who does.
Well, they saw them on the
But
road.
then there's
I
a-
don't know. I don't know who. Unless we got an answer from you. You would push for 2026.
No.
No.
The work would be too much.
What's that?
The work would be too much.
Puss.
Male costume $5,000.
I think in the heat, I find it's too much.
I know they didn't
You
pay them
think it would
men
be
and
worth
them
$2,500 a day? It's
What's
like
that?
a male costume is like $5,000, I guess. Yeah. So then $2,500.
Imagine they did it for less.
I am sure they did.
Yep.
I'm sure they did.
Imagine these guys did it for less.
I
They didn't
don't
get
know,
no
boy.
$5,000 to push
I
no
wish
car.
well, thank God I wasn't analyzing to this point. I don't know how. I would love to know how many hours they actually did. Like, was a man pulling that cart from morning to evening, or did they like switch out, like at 4 hours?
Maybe they did.
I
Maybe
think
they
in
did
Bliss,
shifts.
some of the fellows looked different.
Yeah, maybe
on
they had
some of the
shifts.
cars.
Right. So
They
I
look different.
I really
to
hope
the
they
look
did
like
like they switched on the days or whatever.
But is it that bad?
Yeah, bro. Because here's how I noticed bad. When I just played mass, I didn't have anything attached to me, no backpack on my back,
Right.
and I just walked. I just walked on Monday, and when I woke up on Tuesday, my whole body was locked up, and I'm pretty fit. Throughout mass, I remember seeing the band, people complaining that Bliss trucks were like
Going too fast.
going too fast, and this is my first time playing, but I remember thinking we have to run down these trucks a lot.
Yes.
So there'd be like you'd be playing mass, and then you have to do a sprint, like a 50
Yes,
meter sprint.
it's a dash.
And then be like, this is. I was actually amazed at the health of the Bliss population. Like,
Yes.
how are you all doing this? Because I mean, like,
That's
I
part
kinda,
of it.
I'm pretty fit.
No, but that's part of it, and that's why people exercise so much to get ready for
For
carnival.
I guess
Because
yeah.
it's high
Because
intensity.
they looked like they weren't two phase, right? But it was intense. It was an intense thing. So yeah, and when I woke up Tuesday, my body was mashed up. My body was real mashed up. Like I had like this plantar fasciitis pain, like the sharp stuff under my so on my foot, behind my knee was hurting, my hamstrings was cramping up, like, and I wasn't pulling a
Card.
with like 20 people on it, like, and I know it wasn't built for. Who built it, like who built that cart wasn't thinking
20 people gonna be honest.
I go
That's
and build
great,
this
guys.
car to move as smoothly and easily as possible for whoever's directing and pulling it,
Right.
right? So I mean, can't imagine what the resistance would be like to be pulling. And when they pulled it, imagine, you know, when you picture like a Trojan horse, or you know,
Yes.
when you picture, you know, them old movies where they like building the pyramids,
Yeah.
Yes.
and you see these slaves
On
pulling
these
the
pulleys.
slab.
Yeah.
That was the action of the people, like where they pulling on the rope and then they turn and they pivot and then
Yeah.
they leaning on the rope
It was
and they
like a
like
rope there, so I don't know what it looks like.
some of them had ropes and some had like a metal
Like a handle thing.
handles,
That you hold on this.
but
Yeah.
they were like leaning their full body weight against it
It was awful.
every step of the way. And I was just, so that's what, so I'm not sure if you got to see them. Yeah, so
It was awful.
So I mean,
And Bliss wasn't the only band that had the
them.
carts. Yeah, I believe Tribe had carts. I think Hearts had carts. There was another band I saw too that had the carts. No, Tribe was Electra Tribe. Yeah, they had carts, and
let's motorize the cart. Motorize the cart. I feel like that's an easy fix. 'Cause
I mean, there's a whole truck, so just have a truck that's a relaxed truck.
no, a relaxed truck. No, I think they want something else.
It's
something-
awful. It's awful, and it just reminded. It really did take a step backwards, as you pictured people building the pyramids. It did take a step backwards to like slavery, and I'm looking at these people standing on the cart and these laborers taking them through the town, the city streets. I'm like, what
keep
is
thinking-
going on?
I keep thinking now, like, I'm sure there must have been tons of times when those people pull in the carts,
And cursing in the head.
we're just like looking up.
Yes.
We're just like looking up with like a.
I'm
I'm
not
sure
doing
they
this
had
next year.
No, not just that. But looking up at the other people with like a hate. They must have had
Some kind of
sort of
hatred.
hatred in their heart at some point in time.
Some
Just because-
inferiority complex.
Not just inferiority complex, just because of the sheer pain I think their bodies would have been going through, like hours deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they must have been in so much pain. So like when we started this on Monday, they had a cool thing. It seemed cool, and I was like, this cannot work. There are these guys carrying a tent. You saw that?
Carrying a tent.
So I guess somebody came up with an idea that that'd be cool to like have men with like a belt around, and like the pole will go onto like onto the like a latch, and they'd hold the tent, and so they were like four or
corners.
6
Right.
poles and like a whole tent, so that I guess masqueraders could go under the tent so that they could walk in the streets under the shadow, right? And I was like, okay, this. When I first saw it, I was like, all right, this kind of sounds cool, but breeze was blowing, so they like having to battle and hold this thing,
And
right?
this person and people
I'm
are in
like, how long?
under it.
How long y'all gonna be able to maintain this for, boy? It's impossible. Y'all can't do this for an hour. There's no way that you could hold this thing for an hour, boy. Eventually, me and Nicholas go and give them a bounce because because it's like, and we tell them good luck because I imagine their job description was to do it for the day
Yeah.
Right.
or whatever, but there's no way that they could have physically done. How long? Because they were like this.
But anybody talk to these people?
My gosh.
Anybody spoke to them and about any of this?
No, well, real people talking on social media.
Yeah, I
If
don't
that's
care
what
about
you
Right.
social media.
What do you mean, like who?
On the day, like to
no,
pull
like
up next
the
to these
actual
guys
people
and be
who
like,
did
how many hours y'all have to do
I
this for?
actually find that's a really good point.
I don't
'cause
care about
everybody else
social
talking
media.
about the people who play mass, people who didn't play mass.
Yeah.
But if anybody actually talking to the people involved
work
in
the
it, who
bands.
actually work
Like,
in it,
Yeah, what were their thoughts on...
what are their thoughts on it? Were they compensated well? Because I think they're the main people.
Oh,
who-
you mean the people who did
Yeah.
the thing?
Yeah,
I think that's
even
a
the
thing
club
that we
people, I feel like that's
can
the
do.
most important
Other
people
people
who
think.
should be relevant to the conversation.
Yes.
No, all we did was wish them good luck.
Yeah, no, that's fine, but the conversation
In the hindsight,
around
it's like
sounds
it
weird
would be nice to ask
because
them.
they are the ones who did it. They took the job as the
Yes.
undertaking to do it.
Whether it was
And someone
they
would have
thought it
sat
was-
and explained that to them.
Yeah, somebody
whether
would
they
have.
thought
They
it
would
was
have.
well compensated, so they think it was all right, or if there was like it should be
Yeah.
raised if we're going to do it or motorized. Because if you motorize,
Because at
it,
the
you
end,
would
they
take
could
away
have just
from
dropped the
them.
cart at any point in time.
But if it motorized and it takes away from them, but then they were like, "But we well compensated," then it's like
Yeah.
you're defeating
If they think it's
Yeah.
worth it.
if they think it's worth. So I think that's an important part. I think was missing from social media.
Yeah.
Because through all the comments, I never see anybody who say, "Hey,
actually
I
did
would,"
it.
and actually find it, or if
If
they do like it.
if someone seeing this video was a cart worker,
Oh my god!
or you carried the tent in one of the bands, please comment below if you felt like you were properly compensated.
We want
People
to know.
making an issue out of this that they shouldn't, let us know, because that is a good point. We haven't heard from you guys, I feel like that should be addressed. So
And will you do it again?
Yeah,
Would you do it again?
Would you do it again?
Because, for some people, it's like, okay, maybe they say, okay, let me try this thing. It can't be that bad.
Along that
And then they do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm never doing
Along
this
the
again.
same lines, I thought it was my first time again playing, and I thought the job of security and holding the rope and separating people,
It's awful.
that seemed like a tough job too. But I've always heard people say that they do that multiple times. Like, yeah, there's work security for tribe every year,
Every
whatever,
year.
and let's have a good time. But not just the optics of the cart carrying, but just the physicality of it seemed really, really absurd. Just the physicality of it.
I don't like to see it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also, I don't know, it's changing what mass playing is supposed to be.
I thought it
This
was a
card
small-
thing.
I thought it was a
Playing
small
is
piece.
Very different now. Anyway.
I think that was just a small piece. I think that was just like a little.
I don't know, it's a very strange element to the mass, I think. And I feel like there are more fun things that could be incorporated, and they could also drive a little slower. This cart thing, I mean, what you're doing, you put in the cart to kind of compensate for people foot hurting them because they have to run down the truck or because they can't make it because the truck is going so fast that you have a cart now
No,
to tote these
they're
people.
usually sponsors. It's
I know.
sponsored.
But what are you using it for?
So the carts are actually private sections. So like my section in Bliss was House of Bacchanal, and they had their own private cart. So you'll actually see the branding like Sean Dan Raj had his cart, House of Bacchanal. So we actually had a separate wristband. We had drinks. So if like the drinks truck was full, we would go to our cart and it actually had drinks in the cart where we
Right.
could have gotten from.
Okay, the drinks in the cart I could understand.
Yeah.
So it's like a bar. Yours was
The drinks in the cart I could understand.
Most of the carts
and
are
it's an exclusive experience like that.
Bars, Sean Dan Raj room was really for his section. So that's why you would only see the Sean Dan Raj section girls on there. They could have their
So-
backpacks on
so I
if they
saw-
wanted
yeah.
to take off and stuff.
Right.
So each cart has a different thing based on what the section offers.
Right. So I saw the bar carts, and the bar carts never made me have the sensation.
No, it's not the same.
It's not didn't trigger the sensation as
That
the
I can
people. The
understand.
people pulling one.
Yeah, it's
that
the
one was
people pulling
tricky
one that
The people-
triggering because it's
The bar carts were people pulled
Yeah, I mean, no,
on it.
that was just people.
hang up on the car.
On the cart and being pulled by another group of people who were struggling. They wouldn't like calmly like pull in and then you pull and then the cart have like a give and it roll a little bit. No, it's just like people leaning their whole body.
The laboring.
For
Serious labor.
for miles.
I saw it. It was
For
very
miles.
disheartening.
Okay. All right, so what I want y'all to do now, I'm going to give this to...
Like and subscribe. Right here. Right here, guys.
You can like and subscribe if you thought this was interesting, right? All right, so guys, if you all had a birthday party, right? If you all had a birthday party, who would be the soca artist that you all would want me to walk in with, performing at your event? So it's just at your house, and then I just pull up, and then I'm like, hey guys, I have a surprise. And then 3 seconds later, this person just walks out.
Bungee without
start-
fan.
And then start, and they just start performing this song.
My answer
So was that
is
Bungee Garland?
Bungee without fan. Yes. I just had to make that clear because sometimes you say bungee and then
She's just sure.
let's go in the background. We don't want that. We don't want that. We just want bungee.
What's wrong with Faye?
Nothing is wrong with fan. I just had to specify.
You didn't have to
if I
specify.
wanted the one artist to come in with you, it would be Bungee.
Bungee, okay. All right. You have
Okay, in Dubai.
Cass. Yeah, it'll be Cass.
I know it'll be Cass.
I love a Cass.
Marshall. All right. Marshall for you. All right. So speaking of bungee, right? I really thought he was going to win Road March. Did you all also think so? Was I blinded by something?
They were.
You blinded by bliss.
By
Oh,
bliss?
shucks.
No, they barely played. No, I remember being on the road and thinking, I'm barely hearing contracts. Even in
Yeah.
Bliss, I felt like I was.
No.
I just thought before Carnival, before Monday, it was a power song, and I thought Trinidadians like power to win to win Road March, and I felt like yes, Mikel Teja's song was DNA was good, but it was very similar to it was similar to music I
Savannah
heard before,
Grass. Mm-hmm.
right? So I thought that because it was different, it was power, and it had a lot of traction, it was going to win. But I barely heard it on the. I barely heard it on the road. I barely heard.
Well, so it's my belief throughout the years that road marches always decided before Carnival. People already know what they're going to push as road march before Carnival Monday and Tuesday.
True.
So the bands knew what song they were going to play before. There were
the
some songs I
DJs.
wish I heard and I didn't hear at all.
The DJs of the bands.
Yeah. And I heard Banderella way more than I thought I would have. So I was surprised that who was third? With 65 plays or something like that to cross the stage.
What's Banderella?
Banderella is Kawinduba's. Banderella, Ben. Banderella. It's all the Benova songs in one.
Okay.
It sounds like all the Benova songs.
Okay.
But, you know.
All right. So it sounds like
If your name if your name end with a A.
that,
That song. The end with the A song.
right, and that was my favorite song. On
And yeah, my name ends with the A, so I was getting on real
I
bad.
didn't know it's called Banderella.
Every time they play this song, I was watching the road
That
like,
song is
"Hi."
Banderella?
Yes. If your name
She's
bends
like,
with
no,
the
that's
A,
not. No, that's
bend
another
right
song.
over.
That doesn't sound like Banderella. Let's do know the name of the song.
Banderella is carnival.
Right.
Pumpa is if you
Oh, so I'm okay. No, I heard those. Okay, cool. I get you. But the name, okay, so I heard Banderella a lot, and I heard that song a lot.
Yeah.
What's the name of the song that if your name ends with an A? It have a name? That well,
Not-
is
is it Ben Right Over?
Bend right over. Bend right
I thought it was ending at A.
and then A.
Oh, it probably is ending at A.
But that was my favorite. That is my favorite.
Because you
song.
just seen girls bending over all over the
that
place.
got the most hype to hear
Yeah,
that song.
'cause
Like
the-
once that song playing,
You're getting a wine.
yeah, for sure.
You get a wine for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But what's the criteria for road march though?
You need another drink.
Isn't it
Only plays across the stage.
across
I mean,
both
I
stages,
could-
right?
Well, all the judging points or the stages.
Right here. I took your glasses off.
Right, and then it's just the DJ, whatever the DJ decides to play,
Throat is itchy.
Yeah.
Come back.
and it's not the DJ, it's the DJ of the truck, and that DJ is affected by the band's politics, I guess. The band is telling him, hey, you want
Well-
to play this, you know?
You
Generally, yeah.
you played with Bliss. I don't know if you felt this way. On Monday, I thought Michael Tejo was going to win Road March. Because when we were crossing the stage, Soca Drum, they was actually playing DNA. And they played Contract a couple times, and the crowd actually got more hype.
More hype, more contract.
Yes. And then after, I heard Contract. And then Tuesday, I only heard Contract.
Interesting. You want something like?
Sorry.
We're bros.
What is he drinking again?
Whatever it is, I'll take.
Yeah,
That's good,
it's
that's good.
it comes communion here.
Thanks.
Give me some of yours.
This is unexpected.
All right.
Cheers.
Should leave it on the table. Okay.
Oh, and
noted.
Pumpa song is called The A-List.
The A-list.
That's a good song.
That's a good
Sung
song.
by who sang that song?
His name is technically Pumpa.
Pumper.
Pumper. He knows what to do.
What a good song.
He knows what to do.
What a good
But so Banderella is just Kawinduba's
Yeah, just his song.
bend, Banderella. That's how the song goes. It's really the most basic Benova song ever, but it's nice. Yeah. I didn't know, actually, when they started playing it, I thought it was an old song that they had brought back, and I was like, oh, this is a new song. We like it though. It's fun. We like the bending
He
over
performed every time.
most times. I really like Sugar Waste, but I guess it was too slow for people to play on the road. I wish I heard, if I heard Sugar Waste on the road on repeat, I'd kind of give an explanation for my behavior at that. I would have loved to hear that song over and over and over. I would have had no behavior at all. Such a good song.
What was the worst? You all got brace on the road?
No.
Yeah.
You get brace on the road? Or you weren't on the road, Jimmy?
No, it wasn't.
Were any of them really bad?
Pass.
Or like regular brace?
It's like a little tap like now.
So I was telling Kemada in one of the earlier recordings, I have a very low
Brace count.
brace count, right? But I was able to fix that this carnival.
Yeah.
I went out, I like real one.
You get brace.
Yeah. And I get brace.
Good
No, but no,
job.
actually there's a high success rate.
Right.
But that also means I get
Yes.
brace, right? But I got the worst brace. I would go with the worst brace of my life.
Really?
I was like-
Tell us.
Whispers about it. So this girl is dancing in front of me. About my height.
Oh, she's tall.
Tall. So I go up and as she's dancing. I connect. We dancing, no clashes.
Right.
4 oscillations, 5 oscillations, normal.
We good. We're going the same direction.
And then I see her touch somebody in front of her and like hold them, right? While still dancing with me, right? And then I'm not sure if she said something to her, but then the lady who's like an older woman now had to like I'm presuming the storyline in my mind it's like an auntie or something playing mass with her, like steps to the side of her, and then she's like, "Stop that right now!" She points like right at me in my face.
Oh,
and
wow.
like, "Stop doing that right now!" And then the girl's still whining on me, and then but I felt like her body go like
Stiff,
a little
right.
right? And then I backed off and I just looked at her and I was like, we didn't need to do all of that. This could have been done in a better way. And then I left and I just kept pumping.
But you didn't really get braced, it's just you got scolded by your auntie.
It's like an accident. Like she accidentally touched the
So what
auntie.
I think, and the calculation that I've made is that either the girl was like really young, maybe she was like
Maybe
her
she
first
was
time
young.
playing mass or something, and she didn't know what to do, and she was scared because a blonde-haired brute was whining at her, and she didn't know. She didn't know.
A blonde-haired brute.
She's like auntie, what to do?
Auntie, what to do? This man whining on
And then
me.
auntie had to come in to like save her or something like that. Right?
But she didn't stop. She didn't stop dancing
but
with
maybe,
you.
But maybe she didn't stop out of fear. Maybe she.
No, I don't believe that's what happened.
So that's
I don't believe
one,
that's what
one.
happened.
And then the other one was like that she was autistic or something, and then her auntie had to save her. I was like, "Why are you dancing with my autistic niece for? Don't do that."
Like her
Oh,
legs and she
did
just
she
whine on her.
did she look very young, or did you only see her from behind?
No, to me she looked like she could be like 22 or something like that.
So some
Okay, so she's a little young, but
She's
not no. Oh my god! But if she could rail wine and she autistic, I could.
Exactly.
That's
She
who's
sings
to
up
say
one
autistic,
time.
but
She sings
yeah,
one
wine.
time. No, so the thing is she was also dancing in advance.
Okay,
So then
right.
I just synced in, and then
Right.
it was, very.
Nah, I don't think
But I
it's
was
any of
almost
those things.
done.
How old she look though?
Say 22.
Oh, okay.
Like 22.
Okay.
I feel like none of those things are what happened.
I mean,
I think-
A or B. There's only two choices.
I think that you overthink.
I'm
So
just coming to
I
the
think that she
storyline.
just Tanti was just making a scene because she wanted to, and because the girl
She got called for help.
Right.
I saw the hand. So what I got to see the hand. I saw the hand do this. And,
No, but she
and
didn't
and
stop
gripped-
whining
she
on
gripped
you.
Why?
She didn't stop whining on. That is the question. Why didn't she stop whining on
don't
you?
know.
Because she's fine with whining on you, right? She hail auntie. Maybe she has a husband. Maybe
help us
maybe she have a boyfriend nearby who is getting insecure, but she really wanted to
You're
whine.
saving my life.
Yeah, exactly. All of that. You never know. I think auntie scolded you because she was causing trouble. Yeah.
That's all possible.
She said, "Hey boy, get out of here. This girl drunk here and she ain't supposed to be whining on you." Maybe that's what it was.
It's Monday or Tuesday.
What was that?
Monday or Tuesday.
This was Tuesday. She was in costume.
Early or late?
Sun was out. It had to be like 2 p.m. 3 p.m. People was toasty.
Oh man, she playing mass, so she take a little wine. Maybe she was young. Maybe
So,
she's younger than
we-
22.
All right, we're gonna end off.
Maybe.
We're gonna end off with
The autistic thing was still funny.
imagine if I did really play and she really was autistic and she's like, how did he know? How did he make that play? How did he know? But
It was the cry for help.
all right, so
Born to wine, literally. Our only function.
All right. All right.
Throwback.
We're going to end off with a blind top 5 rating, right? A blind top 5 rating. So I'm going to, for 5 fets, I'm calling 5 fets out. And I'm going to, who must probably have been to all these fets, boy? Y'all could kind of like put the three, y'all could work together and choose which number y'all put in this fet as, right? So I'll just call the name of the fet and you'll have to place it in one position, either first, second, third, fourth, or fifth.
Before we hear the other fet?
Before
Oh,
you hear the
dear.
other fets.
Okay.
All right? So starting with Soca Brainwash.
I heard everybody enjoyed Soca Brainwash. And was the most expensive fet. And people didn't
So
complain.
you'll work together and decide what position
People
you want
didn't
to-
complain and they spent all their money. That had to be one.
So I would say 2.
Ooh.
The only thing which kills Soca Brainwash is the sun.
Is?
The sun.
Ah.
The fed way,
was too
majority of the
hot.
fed way too hot. But
Really? I find they had adequate coverage. It's just that you could walk to
That
other
plenty
things.
sunny parts.
They had, because it was so huge, because there were other things. It was like, do you want to get the steak? Well, you might have to walk to get the steak
Yeah,
over
go to
there.
the sun to
But
get
they
the
had
steak.
they had a lot of covered things. I find they had enough coverage. But I think I would have enjoyed it more if it was the nighttime, boy. That would have been
Evening.
good.
Like, you see,
That would have been
that-
real good night.
start 4 o'clock.
Yeah, evening and
finish
tonight.
later.
5.
Yeah, that would be good.
But you
But
could
the
reach
deck-
at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
No, but then you'd
But then
be
you
worried
miss
about
most
all
of
the
the
money you
party.
waste.
Yeah.
And all the food you didn't get to eat.
Yeah.
Valid points.
6 to 1. That'd be real good.
I feel like 6 too late, you don't get to see the decor that good, and that's one thing
Yeah,
about
I think
Brainwash.
4:35.
How it does look.
Starting at 4, most people come by 5. You see the sunsets. That sunset for that kind of Western theme would have been real nice too.
Right. So
Because
you,
that's actually the time you saw most people coming out of everywhere and actually filling up the entire space.
the actual main complaint that I heard was people can find their friends.
Because it was too big.
Yeah. So I think if Private Ryan is watching, I think what would be real cool is if he got an app that used GPS. And because your fat is so big, people have to get the app, right? And when you get the app, you could upload your location, and your friends
Yeah.
could upload their locations, and you could just like be like,
You were like booth
"Ah,
5,
where-
booth 6,
where's
booth
Jimmy?"
7.
And,
By the
and
by the
just
roast
kind of
booth.
track people down, and then also sell the thing that you have to sell on it too.
Right.
Then that'd be real cool.
And then you could find all the booths that you need. You know where this food stand is. You know where this.
A map,
drink-
just like a-
just like a little map. Yeah.
I think that'd be real cool.
That'd be a
so-
cool app in general
is
to
it
have
2?
at carnival time.
So y'all agree on 2? Y'all
I
go
would
2?
too.
I feel like they have big things on this. I would have given it a
Don't
3.
be cheating here.
I didn't see. I just saying I would have given it because it's not my top. But for me, it would be a 3. But 2, I can live with it.
You can live with 2?
I know it'll be 1.
All right, so next
Ooh,
one.
1 might be difficult.
Next fete, Soca Street Festival.
I'm sure that was great as well. It usually have good reviews. I wanted to go to the other soca. That
The
was so
soca.
early.
Mm.
That was so early. I didn't have the money to go to that. It's too early. But
What number we giving
Streets.
it? Out of 5. So position 2,
did you go to street as well? No, you didn't go.
You've never
Heard
been.
it was good.
So we have to go off.
We have to go
the
a
strength-
Soca
We could
Street.
only. You've never been, right? So we could only go off the strength of Jamie and me. I've been twice.
That would have been my number 2 pick, but I guess we have to move it to 3.
So,
It's high on my list.
but because you have a great time. So I mean, you could. I don't have a good time at Soca Street Festival.
How come?
But remember, I be calculating a bunch of things.
Right.
For one, when I go, or the past 2 times I went, which would have been
2020.
no, it would have been 2022 and 2021. Yeah, with you. I think yeah. When I went, I didn't know the majority of people there. Like, no, like obviously not the majority. Like there was almost nobody that I knew. Like the whole
Oh, wow.
crowd seemed to be like 18
Oh,
to
wow.
22
True.
year old.
I would not enjoy myself in that fest. Well, I would, but
Caucasian Trinidadian people.
yeah, I would
I'm
not
like,
enjoy myself.
how? So that always stood out to me. Like, how did this percentage of people show up in this this fete, and also just not knowing people. And like I'd walk around and just be walking. I'm like, I'm not seeing
Any
anybody.
familiar faces
I'm
at
not seeing
all.
anybody here that I know. Yeah, and I like to meet up with people.
Yeah,
and like,
for sure. That's
from
part
high
of the good
school,
part.
from
of the fete.
university, whatever. And the percentage was real low, like one of the lowest. There.
So you felt old.
Yeah, I felt old and disconnected. Disconnected when I went to.
I get you. And then they listen to a different style.
No, it was regular soca.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was regular.
Yeah, but when I say listen to a different, like they listen to music differently too. That I feel that generation between 18 and 25, they not moved to dance in the same way. A lot of them just stand up and kind of rock with their friends, and they might dance a little bit.
My experience is very different.
They don't really throw down and
They
throw
get
back.
real wine. I don't know much people in any party.
True.
But the party's a lot of fun because it's very wild. And then there's a lot of water, which I do love
All
water.
this water.
Yeah.
Yes, we love water.
Just the way how it's set up, I do like how the venue is.
Okay.
Not the last, when we went, it was bigger. So because it got bigger, it wasn't as compact. When the first 2 years I went, it was all on the road and it was very compact. You couldn't
Where
move around.
is Soca Street usually?
Someone will need to help me because my directions are bad. It's around
Close to CIC Grub.
Tanks. It's on
Okay.
the road.
Okay.
They block off the road.
Serpentine.
That was not going to
Yeah,
say that
Serpentine
Serpentine
Road.
Road.
So they
Yeah.
block off Serpentine Road.
Right.
And previously,
Oh, that's
as
cool.
I remember it, it was only on the road.
Kind of where the trucks just clash on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah. Just the trucks park up and wet you down.
That sounds like fun.
Nah, it was fun the first 2 years. But I guess it's just me.
So, are you all
So
putting
I did get my
3 or 4
top Trini celebrity wine in
Soca Street?
Soca Street Festival. Yeah.
Who's the
she might
celebrity?
remember, but I remember
Who's the celebrity?
from Anya. I got Anya wine.
Eh.
She can't remember, but I remember. I remember when it happened. All 30 seconds.
That's a long
Yeah, so
time. That's a long time.
It was almost romantic
Oh, wow.
in my
Wow.
brain, in my calculations.
Right.
No. So, but yeah, it's Singapore. As in, we danced in time, if that's what you mean. But yeah, it was
Right.
cool. But yeah, so you put in it as a what?
Well, for me, it would be a 3.
A
I
3.
don't know where everybody else would put it.
3. So we have 2 and 3. Okay, so next one, Stink and Dirty.
Also never went.
I would actually put Stink and Nutty at 1.
I have one friend.
1?
And your
Sheesh.
But that was a very biased view.
Huh?
I love Juve and I love Wet Fets.
Okay.
So if I went Street Festival, that would probably be number
But
1.
you didn't go Stink and Dirty?
No. I've never been to a Stink and Dirty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not contributing here. So Leslie's going to have to choose position 1, right?
Right.
I didn't have a good time in Sing and Dirty, but that was all my fault. I mixed drinks, so I can't really give it
Apparently, you can't remember the good
that
time
I had a
you
great
had.
time. Great.
Apparently, you did have a good
I did have a good time and I can't remember it. But okay, so you put in Sing and Dirty as number 1, and then we have Soca Brainwash 2, 3 Soca Street Festival. All right, so now we have CIC.
Now, I would have put CIC as 1 because it's been voted as the best fete ever.
Too late.
Several times.
You're all working together, so you only have 2 spots now. You only have 4 and 5.
That had to go 4 because it would have been 1.
4? CIC put in at 4?
Never went. Actually, I lie. I went CIC already.
Right. It was
Another
amazing.
day. It was nice.
It was nice.
He said
Yeah.
nice. It was nice. But
So-
how it get 4?
So, well, I guess then that kind of goes into what people really like. All-inclusive fests are nice to me.
Right.
'Cause
But,
everybody's
but you
look good,
prefer a Stink and Dirty.
Like, my favorite fests of all, like,
What,
ever went
yeah.
to would have been
Juve
Insomnia.
fetes. Insomnia was the best fete
Loved Insomnia.
ever.
Everybody didn't care once watered down.
Insomnia had, Insomnia had all the vibes
Yeah.
until they pair up with Chinatown, and then that was the day we didn't want to go no more.
You're going Insomnia. When you're going Insomnia, you used to drink alcohol?
Yeah,
No. I was
I
clear.
used to drink. I used to drink.
Okay. The one time I went Insomnia, I was still like living the sober life. So that means
Oh no! Every insomnia I went to, I was very intoxicated by the end of the by 10 o'clock in the morning. You're like busted. Yeah.
I just went.
Everybody wants to run into the
for
ocean.
Marshall and vibes.
It used to be so good. It used to
Which
be
is
so
why I
good,
think I
and so
would
many
probably like-
performances.
Soca Street Festival and why I like Stink and Dirty so much. I think water
Insomnia
just
was
add
my
a different
favorite
level to
fete.
the energy in a party.
Insomnia was my one fete. I used to go to Insomnia every year religiously.
All right, last one here. Last jam.
Didn't go.
Never went?
Last
Never
jam went last. It went last.
went? So it goes last. Last jam goes last. But I've always heard really good reviews.
I heard so too.
It looks like people come out real tasty for that last jam. Like, there's a last opportunity to have fun and wear a little costume or whatever.
I did not love the music this year. There were a few songs that I liked and it was cool, but I felt like the carnival you had to real fake it to make it this carnival.
And you felt like in previous carnivals, mid-carnival, you really liked the music.
Yeah, at least a month before carnival, you hear some of your favorite songs already, and you're just waiting for the rest of songs to release. And this year we were like, we know nothing better coming. This is it. All it is we had
Feel these kind of things,
we had
Leslie?
we had to go with this. This is what we
This year
have.
was different. So I felt the same way she felt until I hit the road.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
the carnival contract came on. And by the end of the day, I was like, hey, that was me
Yeah.
whole day. Yeah. That carnival Tuesday crossing the savannah made me want to go last jam.
it's safe because remember carnival have its own energy as well.
Yeah.
So once you get there and the music will hit you differently and because you're in the vibe already. But I feel leading up to, imagine you spending your thousands of dollars to go to these fetes to see these performers too, and it's just like it's okay. It's okay. It's not the hardest songs. Whereas I felt like in previous years, when you go to a fete and these you looking forward to hear these songs that these performers come and sing, you're not waiting for them to sing the last year's song or the song before. You want to hear this year's song, and some of them have more than one songs for the year. I felt like this year was a real catch-ass carnival music wise, and
Sure.
that was just I had to push myself.
Yeah, I didn't feel that way.
I had to push myself.
And I guess I've never felt that excitement towards music either.
Music.
Like, yeah, I can't wait to hear that song.
Nah, so
Oh.
Unless it was this song, unless it was, if it name end with a A.
Yeah,
That
waiting for
song
that
needs to get played. But like 50% of the party just need to be one
I
song,
really
then that
wanted
song.
to hear
One
Sugar
song, then
Waste
that
on the
song.
road. I really
That
wanted
song.
to hear Sugar Waste. Because I don't love the combination of the zest and the soca. I feel like zest music should be separate from soca events.
Why?
I feel it's a completely different energy. Like whining and zesting is not the same. And I feel like sometimes you're in the middle of your hot whining energy and it get no bad, and then they start to play a zest and you're like, okay, just now wait. Oh, okay, different vibe. Completely different vibe. And it's just switch the mood of the event. So,
But it could be-
but I like that song with Young Brother and Kemada like that.
I feel it does need to be mixed in, but I don't think it needs to be completely separate. I feel like there's a way
I get
to
you.
mix it, yeah.
I get you. But honestly, I don't think outside of singing that song with Kemada, Young Brother should not be singing anything in a fete.
How do you all feel about like EDM soca? Like I know some people are like, no, soca needs to be pure. It needs to be like the pure
What is
Trinidad-
pure soca?
Not Europeanized soca. No techno in the soca. Like when people hear I've heard that argument. People bring up when they have like EDM beats or
On the soca itself.
Yeah, EDM road mixes, whatever of songs. But I find this go hard.
Yeah,
it depends on how you do it.
I think so. I think because soca even before Olatunji was assumed to be using Afro beats in soca, and people didn't hate it because soca is soca. It's like a concoction of music. So it does. That's why I asked like, what is pure soca? Soca is already a mix of things. You know what I mean? To create that vibe. So it's how you do it. It's how you execute it. 'Cause I think it can work for certain songs, and some people just don't get it, and they might overkill on the techno vibe, and they be like, this is no longer soca. We're not really getting the whining vibe or the right
The
feeling.
jump. Well, it wouldn't be the
jump
whining
and
vibe, it
wave.
must be the jumping
Yeah,
vibe.
you ain't getting the
Well,
right vibe.
I think
from
it
the
depends.
song.
Like
It depends.
Soundbang, Marshall, and Major Lazer. There's an example.
That was real nice.
Even example of Marshall experimenting back in the days with Come Dig. It had a very European vibe, and that it has a European vibe, but it still makes you whine.
Yeah.
Differentology had a different energy. That was bungee, and it wasn't what we would think is traditionally soca alone. With the horns, and it was a
Real like that song.
that song went real hard, but I don't think it was traditional soca. You know, it's how you do it.
Okay. Could you all remember the best body that you all saw on the road? Does it stand out to you all? Like you was like, oh wow, this person brought it. This person brought it on the road. Like yeah, well, it might be for Bliss, or maybe you saw somebody outside of Bliss. I don't know. I don't know if you picked it up.
There was a lady that I saw, and she was ripped, but soft. I don't know how she achieved it. Right? But she was completely muscular. Like, you could see the tone in her muscles, but she carried it very softly, and she was real whining and thing and going on bad. And she was not wearing heels, but her boots was like, maybe like an inch tall, and was high cut boots, and she was just real looking pretty. She looked very minimal. She was in costume. What band was that? I think that was a very small band. It was close to Ronnie and Caro. Oh. No, I don't remember the name of the band. I don't remember the name of the band. But it was right before Ronnie and Caro, and I was kind of following a bunch of bands. It was a small band. She looked really, really nice. And then there was this really short man who was also very ripped.
Right.
And he climbed up on the wall and he was dancing by himself. This was on Chagrit Road. And I was just like, this guy looks good, you know. He's just kind of small. He's a tiny man, but he looked so good, and he was having the time of his life. He took care of himself, and he came ready for the road. It was nice.
As you remember?
I don't think so.
Yes, because you'd be busy having fun before instead of observing these things.
I don't appreciate those quotations.
No, I'm just jealous. So you'd have seen the person I thought was number one. There was a lady in Bliss, close to where we started on day one. She had white hair and glasses, white glasses, and the frames went right below her eyes. Can you remember that?
Was she in your section on Tuesday?
I don't know what section. And I don't think I saw on Tuesday. On Monday, she had white hair and she had white glasses, but the glasses had no frames. It was just had no lens. It was just a frame of the below frame.
Like
I was white with like
extremely white
diamonds or something.
glasses?
Yeah,
Extremely white hair?
extremely
Or like
white hair. It
kind
was
of-
like white. It's like a white wig. Yeah,
He didn't see it.
her body was crazy.
point.
She looked like she could row 225 pounds.
Damn.
She looked strong. She looked battle ready. She was ready. She was ready. Like she could be in the military. She could be in the military. I think that she was the best body that I noticed. Along the same topic of like carnival bodies, did you all notice how high a percentage of gay people had a very low body fat? Is that that by chance?
No, they pay very particular attention to their bodies.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Well, we've always known this.
well, I don't know. It was the first time seeing how I feel like 80%. There's a bold maths statement I'm about to make here, but I feel like 80% of the people with body fat percentages below 8% were gay. I was like, how did all of you How did all of you achieve
They
this?
put
Are
a
you all
lot
working
of work
together?
in.
What were you all doing together? Are they just more disciplined? Like,
Yes.
How did yes?
They are committed.
Yeah.
They are committed to the body. Hello.
Yeah. The kudos to them. Whatever.
They've always been. They eat
whatever
differently.
they
They,
was doing.
they're very particular on their look.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Well, to me, it was interesting just to see such a specific group of people have an aesthetic that I'm aiming for. I'm like,
No, but that's usually, well, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I usually feel very flattered when a gay person tells me that they like my body or that I look good, because I know they pay particular attention to these things. So it's a very high compliment. I'd be like, oh, thank you so much.
all right, so last question, and then we wrapping up our first episode, right? Where do you have most fun playing mass, right? Which scenario? Jumping up and down with a group of friends, your hands on their shoulders in a little circle, right? So like 4 or 5 friends and you're just jumping up and down, right? 2, climbing on a wall or sign by yourself, maxing it out, right? 3, getting the wine from the person who's watching from the day before. Or 4, when you reach the rest stop and you get to eat all the food. All the food that you want and take off your shoes. Which one is your favorite one? So guys, throughout this podcast, you all are going to get very familiar with my dog, Koryo. Please forgive him.
Embrace him.
He just wants to be on the podcast. So one day
He has a
he'll be a
contribution.
guest, right? So sometimes, if you could decipher what he's saying, listen, maybe you could let us know in the comments what you think he's saying. But yeah, but which one? Is,
He really
which
wants to
one-
chime in there.
Which one is your top one?
I climbing on the wall by myself.
That's the top one. Okay. I have never climbed on a wall, or I think. No. I've never climbed on a wall or climbed on like a sign thing. I've never did that before. I'm like, nah, I go for long. My luck too dynamic. What will happen is Jimmy will end up carrying me to the hospital and my whole chin it'll be gone and I'll need 16 stitches. For sure. For sure.
Sorry.
Jimmy, what
So I've done all those things with my book.
you come us?
Yeah. In early carnival, I used to climb the wall because it was a cool thing to do back in the day before police used to come. But probably the third one.
Third one is
Get a wine. would
the
be-
one, the
I mean,
prime wine, the one that is what?
My most ideal would be that.
Right. Leslie,
Number 1 for sure.
jumping with your friends.
Yeah, 100%.
I can picture
Yeah.
that being me. One, and so jumping with your friends is really good, and I think it ties that one. It ties for me. Jumping with your friends
And getting the wine.
and getting the wine.
That was not an option, though.
Okay, I'll take.
What was the last one?
the wine will be the
What was
wine
the last option?
Taking a rest.
At the rest stop.
Rest up, taking off your
Getting
shoes,
to
right?
eat all the
eat.
food, getting $6 of food and stacking it up and taking off your shoes.
I choose climbing on the wall by myself because I don't have to necessarily climb the wall, but getting on bad by myself somewhere. Just isolated somewhat from everybody else, where I could feel a little breeze, maybe get a little shade, and just getting on real bad by myself is usually the highlight for me.
Oh, no. That's never happened. No. But, one day I'll climb a thing.
A little one, you don't need to
What
climb
the-
no big wall, no. You could start small. A little thing, just have little banks or a little curb. You could start small and get your way up to the wall.
Try a truck, maybe.
I'm only doing this once and I'm going to go hard. I'm
All
not
right,
gonna-
okay. Well, no, you definitely might go hard if you go hard. So,
I think I'll just go. But then
but your luck.
I have to be.
Exactly. So I recommend
I
just
have to
you
be
start.
real strong.
You
I
gotta start
wouldn't-
right there. Don't go too far. Go too far. Because especially taking into the account that there will be alcohol in your brain. You don't want to climb the biggest wally wall taller than you. That's a hard fall. Climb somewhere where you could afford to fall and be okay and continue, pumping.
Yeah. All right, so guys, thank you all so much for coming tonight. Really appreciate it. And again, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Synapse Medical Services Limited. And we'll see you on the next side. So Be sure to like and subscribe. And we'd love to hear some of your answers to the questions that we asked each other tonight. I'm sure you'd have some interesting takes for us. Bye.
To send a search party to find me. I out on the road online me. Tell them that the soca have me. You go see me Wednesday. To send a search